Shudang Soki Chonamla Chanchu Badu Dani Kyasushi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunanki Chola Penche Sange Chupasho Sange Chudang Soki Chonamla Chanchu Badu Dani Kyasushi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sunanki Chola Penche Sange Chupasho Sange Chudan Soki Chonamla Chanchu Badu Dani Kyasushi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sunanki Chola Penche Sange Chupasho. Okay. The boss is in another important meeting for a few minutes, so he asked me to start the homework first. Okay. Okay, Abhidharma homework class 2. First question, what are the same characteristics shared by the stage of warmth and peak on the second path?
They're all part of John Lam.
That's true, but that's not what I want to ask. It's about what they are looking at and other things.
They're looking at four truths, four other truths.
Right, they're both looking at the same four truths.
16 aspects.
And they both are seeing the same aspects. Yay. I found the original verses. This is translated by Geshe 30 years ago? Yeah, 20 some years ago. By the first dialogue.
40 years ago.
40.
I think so.
Oh wow, okay. Still couldn't understand. Second question, what are we focusing on specifically, compared to the first question, at the advanced level of the stage called mastery on the second path called preparation?
Advanced level.
Yeah, there are 3 levels inside the mastery stage.
Ah,
Small one, medium one.
The last
Yeah.
aspect, right?
Yeah.
The last aspect.
No, the third.
Two last.
Huh?
Two last aspects.
The last aspect or the two last? I thought the last aspect.
We're not there yet.
Oh, we're not there yet. Okay.
We're right before there. We were talking.
Logically, you
Truth of
already.
suffering?
Oh, mastery.
Yeah, she mentioned about truth of suffering. What more specifically?
More specifically,
Truth of suffering.
emptiness and lack of suffering.
Yeah.
Nah. Nope. That's about the next question, but not this one.
Okay.
Okay.
When you get the insurance.
I think you're 99% right. The suffering of the desire specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you don't believe me, here's the original verses. You see, the greater object suffering taken desire, meaning
Wow.
the suffering. Yeah. Wait. Okay.
Getting the insurance.
This is more difficult.
Yeah.
So the last thing we were talking about in the last class of Abhidharma is Geshe Michael's guess on the ladder 2, if you remember.
Oh, about whether or not you go
Truth of
into
suffering, emptiness and lack of suffering.
Yeah, because the question is not that simple. So in this contest, what's the logic behind Geshe Michael's guess?
Stay.
So when we were right talking about you, you are back.
How handsome I am.
Yeah. Besides that, this.
Okay.
Do you remember the
Yes.
logic behind this?
I just remembered that the question was related to whether or not you were prevented from taking rebirth in a lower realm.
Right, it's related to that. Yeah. So I'll give you a clue. So, yeah, at this level, the advanced level of the stage mastery, we got the insurance. What does it have to do with the ladder 2?
Oh my god, I was supposed to figure
Emptiness
that out.
and selflessness.
Meaning it changes behavior or ethics.
Okay.
The last two
I don't.
aspects of the
wait.
truth of suffering.
Okay.
Which are
Sorry.
emptiness and selflessness.
As I remember, the logic is if we got the insurance at this level, then our understanding of emptiness should be higher than the previous one. So the latter two here would not be the latter two of the 16 aspects. It will be the latter two of the first 4 aspects, which focus on the truth of suffering,
Yeah.
which is
Only but the
emptiness
as
and
I said.
yeah. You only said the last few words, but I want the whole logic.
Oh.
You see, why would he guess it is the emptiness and no self nature?
Because they're the last two of
Because
the
you already
truths
got
of the 4 aspects of the self.
Because this last two is about emptiness,
Yes.
and also we know that we got the insurance at this level. Because the latter two of the 16 is not about emptiness.
No.
Yeah. So that not
So
so
you
much,
wanted to
not
ask
directly.
Why it's not the
Or
latter
they
of
may be.
16?
Okay, but I didn't check.
I didn't check
Yeah,
either.
I didn't check.
Okay, I see.
But it's the
I thought you said it was.
the point is it should be about emptiness. So maybe it's more likely the latter two of the 4, the first 4.
I didn't get that you were speaking about verses 16.
Yeah, yeah. Because at the previous episode, we mentioned about the first of the 16. The first, and that's what get us on the second path. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So if it's just latter 2, it could mean the latter 2 of the 16. But Geshe gave a different guess. That's the idea. Anyway, that's the question. I'm not clear about this. I'm just, but it's interesting to me.
It's good to ask the questions about what you're not clear
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
As we said, that's an old debate technique.
So I want to know what happened later. 3 sexy Tibetan
We
words.
contracted an STW.
Kepa.
Feature.
Features, yeah, characteristics, yes.
Who said that?
Gibson.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's Kip would be characteristic and Kipar would
He's
be
gonna need a text.
Characteristically.
He's gonna need a text pretty soon. I'm waiting for one of them to die.
Oh,
Because I can't do
Right,
one.
but the cops are gonna suspect you first.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna go to Gibson's house. That grabber just kicked the bucket.
Yeah, the great smoke.
Where were you on the night?
Okay, last 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice question.
And the other one is
Then
do you remember the context? It's funny.
Well, it's about preparation stage. Is the direct, indirect also.
Inside the preparation.
Oh,
Nice.
The path of preparation. There are
Nice.
4 levels.
Yeah, what's the direct cause for mastery and what's the
Yeah, indirect
cause for
performance.
mastery?
It's
Nice.
funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. You got 99 points. Yeah, you finished. Finish, Geshe.
Okay, good. Nice homework. Yay, I'm gonna give you a hand. For $0 and just clapping. The best students only want the clapping. Other people like Word are sort
Nice
of
to keep it
mercenary.
ambiguous.
Sorry, I gotta come back to you, right? The purpose of this detour is to study the 16 aspects of the 4 truths. And I'm gonna make a confession here. They are not named in the Abhidharma. Kosher. They don't give a list of the 16. I mean, go figure. They talk about them hundreds of times, but they don't just give you a list of them, which is very Buddhist. So I thought, why don't we go get a list of them? Because that would help us with the question of,
What the hell are they?
huh? Come on.
The latter.
Yeah, the latter 2, Chimanyi. Okay. Yeah. We had there was a thing in his text where it said the latter 2. And we don't know the latter 2 of what. The theory is either it's the latter 2 of the 16, because he just talked about the first of the 16, or it might be the latter 2 of the first truth, which happens to be emptiness and no self-nature, are half of the truth of suffering, are two of the aspects of the truth of suffering. You expect them to be in the path, or, or something like that, the truth of the path. So this is just an oddity of the 16 aspects, okay? Okay, so let's go look. And what would be really nice for Ben's text, if someone just briefly said why they're called that. Like, what's the function of emptiness inside the truth of suffering? Because it's not suffering. The first two are mitak dungyang. By the way, as we know, an aspect can be the name of the whole truth also. Okay, there's an aspect inside the truth of suffering called suffering. The second aspect in the truth of suffering, the second of the four aspects in the truth of suffering is suffering. Mita tunga tomba me. Say mita tunga tong tomba me. But you have to say it like this. Mita tunga tomba me. Tomba me. Very famous in the monastery. And then everyone forgets the last three. You ask, okay, can you do that with the second truth? No. So we're always debating. We're always like, then the guy says, okay, do the second truth. And we're like, I don't know. Everybody knows the first four aspects. We don't remember the other 12. Let's go get them. We got to do that sooner or later. I've been avoiding it.
My text just as we talked, so.
Now, I'd like to restrict the search to the Abhidharma material, since we're in the Abhidharma. So I'm going to do this thing, which I can't. How do I do that?
Just pull the whole thing up.
It won't go. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to add a search field, okay? And as you get more comfortable with searching for stuff, you want to restrict searches to a new search field, okay? These are temporary search fields. We wipe them out later because, I'm not going to use it for Allison's text or for anybody else's text. I tend to wipe them out because I don't want 400 search fields. These are the ones that I use constantly. These are the ones I use every day. And then I add ones when I need them, okay? So here we go. By the way, I used this one to find your toucan. I limited the search to the Library of Congress data, which I wrote. You see what I mean? Because I remember it was in there. Okay, so we can take that out.
Okay.
We can remove that. And we can remove this, which was for the same purpose, okay? And your program remembers it next time. Okay, I use this. This is an interesting thing I did for Nick, okay? What's it say? I'm sorry it's so small. Texts cited. Yeah. It's a list of all the Chandakirti texts quoted in Nick's book so far. And because he said, in your book, your author said, Chandakirti said, but Chandakirti didn't say. So then you're in a very difficult situation where it's a paraphrase. He's not quoting directly. He's quoting Chandakirti in his own words, which is really hard to find in a book with a search program, because he's quoting Chandakirti in his own words. But if you're really desperate, you can go get all the Chandakirti texts in the universe and search them for that kind of conversation, which takes a long time. But a cheaper way to do that, okay? And these are advanced techniques, okay? And I'm legendary, frankly, for finding stuff in the Buddhist world, in the scholarly world. Even the guys who don't like me say he can find anything. You can limit it to the Chandakirti text he has quoted so far, because those are the ones he was looking at when he wrote his book. And I found it doing that in your text. No, guess.
Oh, the commentary to.
Yeah, he wrote a commentary to the 60 verses. Okay. Well, I found that conversation that way. Why am I mentioning that? I propose that the next time we have words class, we do it with your class in the usage patterns of a particular author. You know, does he usually say anger at the name when he's talking about you're stuck on names? Because we check the carving, and it does truly look like anger, dung, S-D-A-N-G, about names. When what he means is, you're just hung up on names. What you're describing is my kunshi. You're just calling it something else. You are angry at names. And we check the carving, it seems to be correct. The typing seems to be correct. So one of the tricks you can use is to go put all of that author's, everything he ever wrote, put it in a folder and search it for the same expression and see if he's used it again. And you will search for Ming La. And you will leave out the verb. And then see what verb pops up. And maybe it's something totally different and the carver was drunk that day. Or maybe it's the same. You see? So
He does use other places. I'm looking right now.
cool. Well, there you go. That supports keeping it. That support. And it's a lot of work. But that's the standard of this group. We are not saving time. Our sponsor is endless. He will keep giving money. Right? And even if it takes us half an hour to find one word, we're going to do it. Okay? And until, you know, maybe we all work at Burger King. We can open a Burger King. Okay. I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to look. What I'm saying is learn to make a search field. I would rather find the 16 aspects in an Abhidharma text, if we're playing with an Abhidharma text, than find it in the lower middle way where I know it is. But I'd rather see if some Abhidharma writer did it. Okay? So I'm going to create a search field restricted to Abhidharma. So here's how you do it. Go to your documents. This is my database. This is my ACIP database. Why did I call it A?
No, the first one will come up.
At the top. We got a bunch of numbers.
No, because
It'll stay the same.
it's the quickest way for me to get to it. I don't have to type ACIP. So for 20 years I've called it A. Okay, I just call it A. And it's faster. I just go and I'm in the database. Okay, and then we're going to go to the Sumbum. Okay, which is the Tibetan commentaries. And then I'm going to go to Abhidharma, which is called Ngumba.
Yeah, this is I think you want to go to the more recent one, boss.
I thought that is the more recent one. No.
That's 2016.
Oh, well, I've been doing it wrong. Okay. So here's all the Abhidharma texts that we have input. These are the authors. And these are the creme de la creme. Creme de la creme. Right? You got something. You got to talk like a Moroccan. Okay. This is the cream of the cream. These are the best Abhidharma texts ever written. Okay? If the 16 aspects have ever been listed by anybody, it's going to be there. Then I say open, which means open a new search field for me. And it automatically checks it for you, okay? You don't have to specify, I want to search there. It assumes you want to search there. So if there's a check, it means I'm searching in that field. It's the only field I'm searching in, okay? Now I've given it, I know the 4 aspects of the first truth. I don't remember all the aspects of the other truths. And they're either listed with commas or without commas. So I'm searching for both. Either they said, mitat, dungyang, tomba, dame, or they said, mitat, dungyang, tomba, dame. Okay, so I'm searching for both. Om mani padme hum, you have to do a mantra. And here we go. Ding. There you go. He doesn't give the other ones. Okay, you're just like me. I'm not interested. By the way, we have 4 matches down here. Okay, so 4 people use those 4 in a row.
49 texts.
That's how many Abhidharma books we have. Yeah. By the way, I should clarify that some of them might be chapters of books, so it might not be 49 separate books, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't give him. Okay, somebody else was lazy. Who's that? Rendawa. Tsongkapa's teacher. Well, okay. Here they are, etc. Who's that? Who's being bad? That's a fifth Dalai Lama. Okay, thank you.
He was busy.
He was busy. He was building something. No.
Wrong room.
Okay, and it's so it's not easily findable. It's not in a list of 16 in a row in the Abhidharma literature. So what are we gonna do? Let's open it up to all the. Let's open it up to everybody. Okay. And generally, let's make one thing clear. If you want to learn something in a Buddhist text, go to the Sumpa. Okay? And if they quote a sutra, go to the Kangya. But if they don't quote a sutra, don't bother. Because you can't understand it, and it's not interpreted yet. He says weird things, and it doesn't mean anything. So the unwisest thing you can do is to try to translate all the Kangya and Tengya before the Sumpa,
Theoretically.
in my opinion. You would waste your time and your money. I mean, it wouldn't come out right. It won't come out correct.
So you won't understand it well enough to translate it.
That's why the Sumpa exists. No, yeah, you will mistranslate it. Most of it will be wrong. Much of it will be wrong. Okay, in my opinion, which is always right. So let's go Sumbum in general. Here it is here. I understand it's an older one. It's okay. Okay. This person, probably Sikh does, by the way.
I looked, I didn't see it. I looked under Chujuk.
And now I'm just going to turn on my,
Sure.
What's another one? Gyu Ken. Let's look near Ken.
I have a whole list.
Where'd you get it from? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it from you. Okay, now I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look for near Kien because I happen to know that the cause of suffering, the Kien is mentioned there. It's one of the four. Let's do that way. There's two of them.
I found it in number Lakchang.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Should I go there?
Well, you only have 8 matches here, so you're about to.
Yeah, I just did a general search with the names of the first 4.
Here they are. Yeah, here they are. Okay. It's actually in a Kachigma, but he's got it right. He wants to call them definitions. We don't agree. But, by the way, it'd be better to quote Namdo Lakchang.
Well, you look at 8 if you like one better.
Okay, let's see what happened to Stanley. He disappeared. Sorry. Okay. It detour. That was another detour we did. This is a detour for Sugen that we're going to do later. So I'm covering your ass. I mean, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to get you pieces. Okay. I think we're here, somewhere around here, right? There we are, 912. Here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put it here just for fun. Okay, there's the... And I like to bold it so I don't start translating it as part of the text. Okay. See the number of the text, you mean? Oh, sorry. So here, I mean, I would prefer to take them out of the long rim, but these are correct. So here we go. 1, Dungyo, 2, Tomba, 3, Dagme. Okay, and then Gyu, 5, Kunjung, the name of the truth used in 7, Kin. Okay, good. Gopa, garlic. Just kidding. Peace. So cessation, peace, beauty, and getting out, which is not the same as renunciation. Okay, same word but different meaning. Okay, and then for the path, knowledge. What do you call it? Mechanism. Trupa, and Ngenjin. Getter outer. What gets you out, okay? As opposed to what got you, as opposed to having gotten out, which is number 12. Okay, those are the 16 aspects, okay? Let's go get them from Namdra Lakchang. Now, why am I going to a different text to get the same thing?
Confirm it's correct.
To confirm it's correct. And I would rather have a reader go looking in Pabonka than in a weirdo text at a Kachikma. Okay, they might learn something else if they go to a really super holy scripture. So that also affects your choice of sources. Okay, because you want to lead somebody to a book that's going to save their life also. You see what I mean? So you got to keep that in mind when you choose a source. Okay. You see what I mean? Keep that in mind when you choose a source. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I try to put the best books for people's life in the footnotes, because they might get familiar with the book, and they might say, I just saw that in a footnote. Give me that book, and then they'll read it and they'll get
For a
enlightened.
reason, you're less likely to have to write another bibliography entry.
Yeah, that's true too. Just
So again, is there other situations where you would want to try to get it from the original source?
like a sutra.
Yeah, like other
Yeah,
situations-
definitely we could go to a sutra, and it will be there.
Yeah.
It will be there.
Are there
Yeah.
cases where you prefer that over a Tibetan
Yeah,
book?
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm going to settle for this compromise.
You still got 3 more though if you want.
Is this it? It is it,
Well, it's not.
isn't it? No, I'm saying Delam is not bad. Okay. This is not Delam.
This is Kunken Delam. This is a different Delam.
Yeah, I know. All right. Let's get that one.
I mean,
Here we go.
That's what you want.
Demba Rere Liang Rim. Oh, he's perfect. Yeah, okay. Now, where should I stop the quotation?
Grab page
The
number.
page-
Go down to get a page number. Good. And then I don't have to come back and do it again later for the footnote. We always tell the reader what page number we got it from.
Usually it needs Control C or Alt C to grab the
X.
Control X.
Control X to get the path,
Control X.
to get the folder path printed for free. See here? At the top here? The quotation actually starts here. Okay, this is the bibliographical information. So there's then you don't have to remember where you got it from. The search program does it for you, which is really beautiful.
Good question,
Okay.
bibliography related, would you need to include the M there when you're talking about?
Yeah, that's a great question. No, I would not. Okay, I would not. This M indicates that that text has gone through final editing for copy-ready editing. Gina already did her thing. It's photo-ready. M is like totally clean text. And there's only a few because it's the ones I edited to print books. So there's only a few M's. M is like nirvana. Nirvana. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, then we got the 16. You want to number them just for fun? Tell me.
Yes.
Rim Shin, I love it. He says, I'm going to give them to you in order. Mitak. Okay. Tell me the second one. Dungyo. These are aspects of which truth? Which is? Yeah, now why emptiness should be in an aspect of the truth of suffering is something we want to find out.
Yay, I would really like that.
Okay. And the rest all makes sense. The other 14 totally makes sense. It's only the chimani of the first. Yeah.
It's super confusing.
That are-
Especially because, you know, what Tongva
Yeah.
means to the lower school.
Yeah, exactly.
Something for a long time.
Ken. Rabke means like
Very much
makes a lot of things. Okay, creates a lot of things. It should have been Beskid, but it's not. Okay, Rinpoche would be rolling in his grave if he heard me saying Beskid. I like this one. Which Kyanoba?
Beauty.
Beauty, yeah. Beauty is one of the aspects of cessation. And again, don't translate this as renunciation. It's getting out, which is the real meaning of the Ngenchu. Yeah. Yeah. Alam.
You call it truth,
No, Ngenjin is the mechanism. I'm just. That's a very just a. What do you call it?
Provisional.
Just something that came to me just now. I might have to examine it further. Okay, now we got those 16, but it doesn't solve the problem yet.
Right.
It just confirms what the Chimashi could be. By the way, now here's your answer. Yeah. Does it make sense that the big version of the third level within the path of preparation should prevent you from ever going to a lower birth? Is there something special about the last two of the 16 and not the last two of the first 4? You know, is there some reason why Drupa and Ngenjin, as synonyms for the path, Drupa means mechanism or tool, and Ngenjin means what thrusts you out,
Right.
what gets you out, the booster rocket.
We would need to know more.
Okay. Is that somehow special? Or are 3 and 4 special? Emptiness and a lack of a self-nature.
I mean, it's tempting.
I support that one.
Well, we
But
didn't decide what it means yet.
But as a parallelism, he has just mentioned the first of the 16. You see, he took the trouble just now to say the first of the 16. So when he says latter 2, maybe he means of the 16. Okay, this is our problem. So now we have a much more difficult search to do, which we're going to waste Stanley's time with.
Yay.
2047.
Yeah. His book is scheduled to end in 2046 if we don't waste time. And we're wasting time a lot. It's like fuel. It's like going up to 92,000 feet, 112? 92. Huh? No, what was the highest you ever flew?
57,000.
Oh, okay. At that point, you black out and you go weightless, right?
Slightly.
Okay. Black out and go weightless. Okay.
If you don't have a pressure.
Wow. Wow, that'll clean out that last drinking binge. Okay. So I'm gonna search ladder 2, but I'm not gonna say ladder 2. I'm gonna say ladder, and I'm gonna search it near Dungan Demba. Okay. And this is a long shot. Okay. Sometimes you do searches that might not, but it doesn't hurt to try. This is a doesn't hurt to try search. I'm still in the Abhidharmas. Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. You have to do some kind of prayer. Okay, bum, bum, bum. Nope. Not there. Any other ideas about how we could construct this search, which is the whole skill? How to construct a search, how to design a search. I mean, we could see if someone said ladder 2 somewhere. I don't think so,
Yeah, I'm just doing a general search.
but let's try. That's not, it's too many. It's too many. By the way, you usually want to restrict it to 20 elements or 30 elements. You don't want to look through 150.
Maybe you just put Denpa or Den.
Maybe Tomba. Maybe Dagme. Maybe Demba. Okay. Then?
Then you want to expand it beyond one line.
Okay. 3 lines.
Or
15, that's pretty reasonable. Actually, let's do it near Supa, right?
Don't we want it near, either Tongmao or
We can be more
Yeah,
precise. We can say
Supa's
Supa.
Smart.
Third part of,
Good.
yeah, let's try.
Yeah.
We're down to 18 choices. By the way, this is what I do at home for hours and hours. I usually don't put you through it. But I'm gonna. Okay. That's not it.
You
That's
have to
not it.
rewind your last class for homework questions.
Yeah.
Did we make any headway on finding out who said the gender
Right.
two?
what is a program?
Is it a good idea to go
Oh, yeah, right.
to translate the Kangyuga for the Sumo?
This is sexy because it's on the last 2 of Dungyo Demba. He's talking about the last 2 members of Dungyo Demba in an Abhidharma text.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is kind of it.
Where's our Supa?
Well, he's talking about.
Supposed to be near Supa.
Remember, we were on the Dukam. It's supposed to be related to the desire realm. You see what I mean? Yeah, as an antidote to the desire realm. It's Supa. See, here's Supa. And it's about Supa Chumu. And Supa Dung and Supa Chambo. Okay? You got, is it enough? Can we say I'm right yet? No. And then the machine going and no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, Tamasum Gombada. Ngamani Dorne means they graduate from the first 2 parts of the first truth to the second 2 parts of the first truth. Okay? And they meditate on that Gomba. And they meditate on the lack of a self to a person and then to the lack of me and mine. He's kind of equating Tomba Dagme to me and mine. Okay? Dr. Yeah, he's equating them. Okay? This author, Chim Jampiang, very famous Sakya scholar from the 1200s. Okay? That's very interesting. Sometimes he says you skip 3 and concentrate on 1 of the 4 aspects of the first truth. And you alternate between the 2. Anyway, it's enough for me. Okay. Let's see if anybody else had mentioned it. But for me, it's enough. And I would footnote it somewhere how This is a huge foot. This is going to have to go up to where he mentioned. Where, is there any page? There we go. Okay, this is a book, a Western book format. Okay, so Chimanyi, right? There's no other Chimanyi in your whole book, I'm betting. Nope, there is. That's not it. Oh, I guess there is a lot of Chimanyis. Here we go. Okay. Check the Chimanyi, okay? So we're going to add this here. We're going to bold it so we don't think it's part of the book and try to translate it. Okay. And now let's see if anyone else did it. And again, I normally don't do this with you guys. This is what I do at home. I just give you the results. Well, it would take. Then your text would take 100 years if we had to do it together. Let's see if anyone else mentioned it more clearly, more obviously. Actually, I want Chimanyi near Chimbo.
Sure. Yeah, the big part.
You know, that would be the nicest place to find it. I'm going to restructure this to. I'm going to take out the Dan because that's self-evident. The problem is it could have been Chewa. So I'm going to put Chewa over here. I don't. We designed a third search box, and it's possible, but I don't know how to use it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not really it. How many choices here? 18's not bad. Oh, this is the one we just had. Okay. But he's really onto it. That's probably where he got it from. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, this is it. This is it also. Oh, it's the same author. That's not fair. Okay, we already did that one. It's in here twice.
It's a big book.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. If you see, by the way, why did I skip so fast through the last one? It's Pelchewa. It's a different word.
Oh.
It's majority or something. It doesn't have to do with a level called Chimbo.
Yep.
Okay. So when I see that, I just go on. Yeah, don't waste time on it. This is it, probably. Oh, that's weird. This is on the same subject, okay? Someone's meditating on those two aspects. Okay. This is Gyalwang Chenle Namgyal, who's called the Lord of Victors, Gyalwang. And he wrote a famous commentary called Gyalwang Tzu. called Gyalwang's Abhidharma. And he only talks about the difficult questions. It's a kane. He skips the easy stuff.
Oh, we love those.
You can't use it you can't use it as a first text in a group like our group. Our first text, except for his book, should be a general presentation of that school. And then maybe if you live long enough, you can do specialized commentaries. And he was selected to be the editor of the Kangyur and Tengyur printed in Lhasa, which was finished in
I know how the
the
story is.
Tengyur, yeah. The Kangyur was finished in 1952 or something, and then Lhasa was lost, and they never finished the Tengyur. And then, yeah, the story is that Gene told me is that he was the editor and he made some mistakes in the Kangyur, and he was executed for the mistakes. Probably that's what I'd be doing with you guys. Nah, we wouldn't have anybody left.
Okay, next set.
Reboot, try again.
Here we're on Jorlam, okay? Jorlam Dambo Trotse Niki Soke Yonsunyambe Kyantonga Yena. This is that guy. Chimani Shecha Yonsunyambe Tonga Mepa Shekya. Na Seki Chima Super Ding Menchela Nepisoke. Shima Perkyan. Now he's talking about if you die in between, okay? Yeah, okay, here it is.
Finished.
This is proof, okay? Is it? No. No, not exactly. Anyway, he's talking about this very subject, okay? Chimani here is the two ladder of the four parts of Jorlam. The warmth and peak as opposed to mastery and ultimate dharma. Okay, when he says ladder two, he's talking about these two, which is not the same that we want. That's not what we're looking for. But he does mention what happens if you die there. And he says here, okay, you ready? If you achieve the greater part of Supa, mastery, the third level of mastery, which is what we're talking about. And if you go on to Chucho, okay, Se de la demba tonge. Se de la demba tonge.
Then at that time,
You cannot die without seeing emptiness directly.
Oh, without seeing emptiness.
Yeah. Which I would say it's about an hour. I would say within 2 hours or 3 hours of Chucho, of the fourth level of Jorlam.
temporarily
And
have,
Chucho to me is where you see the image come out of the seed. Okay.
temporarily have Superman powers.
If you see the image come out of the seed, then you must see emptiness direct, which is dependent origination. Then you must see emptiness within 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay. Yeah. And he kind of says the same thing. You can't die. Why are you standing there, Seiji? You did it. I like to make fun of him.
Time's up.
It is really.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to cut out the whole thing and we'll look at it later. How's that?
So even
Like
if you've
crime
never
in between
received
those two.
teachings on the philosophy of what a lack of self-nature might be, if you see dependent origination, you will see emptiness.
Yeah.
If you
But
haven't seen
you
that
probably
already.
won't see it unless you have had those teachings.
Could be in a past life, though.
Probably won't see the picture come out without. By the way, here's Supachamba, which is comforting, okay? The third level. At least he's talking about the third level of the second path. Okay? All right. So anyway, this is how I spend my time. I would have normally done it for you at home. Okay. All right. Shibuki Choshin Neto Tam Rira Pingshin Ende Kempadi, Sangye Shindu Migde Uwagi, Drokunamda Shingla Chipasho, Yinam Guru Ratnamandala Kamniyatayami, Di Kewokun, Sanam Yeshe Tsotsoshin, Sanam Yeshe Lechue, Bamba Kuni Tabasho, Shogadi, Shmogadi. Whoa. I mean, it's a shame. I'll tell you.